second half of our Willard District doubleheader. There's a surprise N10 championship winning Seneca East squad surging into a sectional crown with a strong finish to the regular season. Here inside of the Haas to take on D4 District staple Lucas, led by program all-time leading scorer Logan Toms, seeking a return trip to Friday's final. As live and free boys tournament hoops takes over your eyeballs and eardrums here inside of the Haas. Next.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skowronski, and let's make you a part of the game. Welcome you back to fabulous Willard inside of the Haas for the Buckeye Horizon Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing pregame show. Brian Skowronski back with you alongside the great Joe Balogh. And very much like the first matchup, Joe, we've got a district mainstay facing some new blood. Lucas, fresh off their 7th consecutive sectional championship, and then a Seneca East squad with the most wins they've had in 40 years making it here.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very similar matchup. You know, the Cubs have had a lot of experience getting into the district and have had experience winning districts. And as you said, Seneca East here for the first time in a long time. So, you know, the goal is to get to the district. And now tonight, Seneca East got a chance to kind of put another stamp on their program here this year with an outstanding season they've had.
We'll tell you about number 3, Lucas. 19 wins for them. Their average margin of victory, 16 points a game, and they do boast a pair of first-team District 6 performers in Logan Toms and Aiden Culler, so it's a great 1-2 punch.
Yeah, I mean, the last game that I did covering Lucas was against Clear Fork, and Aiden Culler had 30. So he's a very capable scorer. And then Logan Toms is just Logan Toms. He's going to kind of just get it done his way. Not similar maybe to Trevor Vogt, not real flashy, but just a really solid basketball player and finds a way to score and also helps his teammates score.
Speaking of Mr. Toms, the 3-time Mid-Buckeye Conference Player of the Year indeed is our player spotlight. Also was named District 6 Player of the Year, passing Logan Nicewander for most career points, and I think has kind of cemented his legacy as maybe the best player to ever lace him up here for the school.
Yeah, he's one of the best. I mean, it's interesting. I ran a summer league for a long time, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, and him and his brother were in that league every year. A lot littler then. He's a lot bigger and stronger now. But, great kid, has had a great career, not just in basketball, but just an overall athlete for the Lucas Cubs.
Cubs won the Mid-Buckeye Conference yet again, 6th straight title within the league. And on senior night, I was there, Joe, and most of the guys named their 2nd win of the season over Mansfield Christian to clinch the league as their top memory of their high school career. So I think winning this conference, which isn't great from top to bottom, but getting it done again, not being the team that dropped off, was really valuable for this club.
And you mentioned that they beat Mansfield Christian twice, and just a few, not very long ago, we saw how good of a team Mansfield Christian has been. So puts a lot of validity in the season they've had. And also you look at some of their losses, a loss to Willard, a loss to Crestview. They played some really tough non-league games also. So the moment here in the district semifinals is not going to be too big for any of these Lucas Cubs.
The opponent, though, tonight, Seneca East, 19 wins, the most that they have had in a long time, 40 years. Started the season 6-3, which isn't bad, but they're 13-2 ever since January rolled around, and they closed the N10 season very strong to capture a piece of that 4-way crown.
Coach Anthony Langhurst played here at Willard, so he is familiar with this gym and knows what it's like to play in this gym. The key thing is, has he gotten his team ready to play in this type of atmosphere? And I'm sure he has.
Well, he's got a kid leading the way, Lucas Bordner, one of 2 Tigers averaging double figures. From what I've seen, solid around the basket, great at the free throw line, leads the Tigers in scoring this season.
Well, I think that's one of the things that jumps out a little bit is the ability of Seneca East to make free throws. And then they also, I think they play a 1-3-1 defense, which is a little bit different than what teams typically see. So it'll be interesting to see how the Cubs make an adjustment to that.
And we talked about how crazy that Northern 10 Conference was. Rarely do you see a 4-way split for the title. We talked about this in the first game of the night. Crawford got a piece of it. But it really speaks about the parity of the league up at the top when 6 teams really were competing for the conference crown all year.
Yeah, I mean, the Northern 10 was a meat grinder this year. And, when you play in a league like that and then have a non-league schedule like most of those teams have, it prepares you for the tournament atmosphere like this. So Seneca East is going to be a well-prepared basketball team to play in a game like this.
Let's take a look at the Willard district and how things have kind of all shaped out. We know Colonel Crawford has punched their ticket into Friday's final. For Seneca East, no problem with St. Peter's. Also made light work of South Central on their way here. And then Lucas as well. 2 lopsided wins. Well, the Monroeville game got interesting kind of late. They were up 20. Monroeville, I think, went on like a 12-0 run to close out the game. But neither team tested on their way here to the Final Four in the district.
No, both teams proved that the seeds that they got were deserving seeds, and both teams dominated in their 2 wins in the sectional.
Dive now into our keys to victory for the night, Joe. And I'll begin with Seneca East. I'm going with full collection. And what does that mean? They feature 5 players that average at least 8 points per game. So if the full collection steps up, that's been working really well for them. They're going to need to get contributions from a lot of guys to win here against a really tough Lucas team.
And the strength of Lucas has been their half-court defense. So my key is how will Seneca East be able to score against that half-court defense that Lucas puts on the floor.
And for the Lucas Cubs, my key to victory, brought to you by Buckeye Horizon, is that 1-2 punch of Toms and Color that I talked about earlier. They average about 37 combines per game. Might even need to get a little bit more from them here on this level, on this stage here tonight. But if they combine for about 40, I think it's going to be a victorious night for the Cubs.
Well, and we saw in the first game, the key players all stepped up for both teams.
Sure.
So that's going to be important for the Cubs tonight. And then my key is, Seneca East plays that 1-3-1 defense. And it's a defense that typically teams don't see a lot. So be interested to see how the Cubs attack that defense tonight.
Got a great crowd again on hand here for the second half of the doubleheader, and it actually took us a moment to figure out which side was which. A lot of black and orange here in the building, of course. Both teams have identical school colors, but it almost just makes it feel like it's a big home game for someone.
Yeah, and both student sections showing out tonight for this basketball game. A great crowd here for this district semifinal.
And we are just moments away from tip-off as there is Logan Toms, the career leading scorer. Passing Logan Niswander being announced here. And a big ovation as we go back and forth, jumping from Seneca East now. Aiden Hines, the senior, a beloved player for the Tigers. Working his way back into the lineup. Zach Deal was lost for several weeks. I think had an ankle injury. Now he's back, feeling much healthier, and he is a nice insert back into the lineup for Coach Eisman.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Cubs they might be as healthy as they've been all year, which is what you want to be as you go into the tournament.
That was Luke Mason sporting the number 3, the stud sophomore, and now Color, another senior for the Cubs. Lucas Bordner now our player spotlight tonight, a junior, 6'1", and does a lot of nice things when he gets into the painted area. Now for Lucas, Gabe Porter, streaky shooter. I've seen this kid knock down 3 threes in a row before in a game, so he can be one of those game-changing type of athletes.
And sometimes you get into these games, it's you have, similar to Colonel Crawford, you had some guys step up tonight that you had no expectation, and many times that's going to be the difference in a basketball game like this is your best players are going to play like they normally do, but it's going to be maybe somebody that hasn't really been that guy during the year, or somebody coming off the bench that makes a difference.
The pair of number 23s, Blake Foose starting on one side, Zach Winters on the other. And then there's Lucas Hicks, the last player up off the bench being announced here in the starting lineup here tonight. The winner moving on to take on the number 1 seed, Colonel Crawford, the defending district champions, who last year in the title game knocked off Lucas by 9 points. Cubs, of course, would love a return trip and a chance to get some redemption. As Color will jump it off. It'll be tapped, though, here by Hicks. And the Cubs will have the basketball first as we wrap up our Buckeye Horizon pregame show. Cubs got them spread out here to start the action. Color with a jump stop, surrounded and still scores.
Well, good job there by Lucas of attacking that 1-3-1 on their first possession. And Lucas back into their basic man-to-man defense. Looks like they're going to switch that high ball screen.
Mason off the kick out, sets up a driving Foose, takes a tough shot, but chases down his own miss and puts it home.
And Blake Foose, I believe, is the team's leading rebounder. So there he misses a shot, goes right back and gets an offensive rebound and a put back. And there's your guy that you mentioned at the beginning of the game, Brian, Gabe Porter.
Hey, you can't leave him alone. He averages about 6 per game. Most of them come from long range. Two-man game, Mason off the kick out from the foul line. Bordner went down, didn't get the call. Now Tom's on the leak out, left hand, right side, plus one more on the way.
Well, we've said before when we've had Lucas, they're not like a transition team, but they take advantage of opportunities when you're there. And there, Logan Toms, number 1, makes a great catch. And number 2, the ability just to get on balance and then finishes with his left hand as he draws the contact and foul.
Tom, 74%er from the charity stripe this season. Back iron winners got a piece of it, but here comes the Tigers. Transition 3 on the way, too strong there for Bordner. Now right down the lane to the rack, gets the friendly roll, does Foose.
So Foose has got all 4 points here for the Seneca East Tigers off of 2 drives to the basket.
Clean look straight away. Dill can't connect. Color chases it down. Now here's Aiden down on the block, trying to go to work. Double team, poked away. And we'll get a tie-up. Jump ball's the call. So possession arrow favoring the Tigers. Foos, backdoor lob.
Nice play.
Nice catch and finish for Bordner, too.
Great finish, but even a better pass there.
Last 4 points. 4 points belong to the Tigers. As Cutler lobs it up and the teardrop falls.
I mean, both teams starting out with great offense here.
Yeah, 15 points in the first 2.5 minutes. And now Dill goes down to the ground, but over and back.
He Dill with a great play defensively, but then just unfortunate that, with over and back call. But you got to like the effort. I mean, both teams have been very aggressive getting on the floor to get loose basketballs.
Tigers the first to make a substitution as Hicks heads over to the sideline. Get our first look at Keno Ruffing off the bench, 6'5" senior.
That's one advantage a little bit that Seneca East has is their size inside. Ruffing with a nice little screen there on that drive.
Opens things up for Foos. He's got 6 of the 8.
And just that big body kind of looked like he was posting up to set a screen, and they're able to finish the drive to the basket.
Rotation lands in the hands of Winters. Air mills it.
Yep.
Tigers trying to get out and run.
Nobody
Here's
back.
Foos.
There was nobody back at the top, and so when they missed a shot in the corner, Seneca East able to get quickly into transition for an easy basket.
Tigers take the
deflection.
lead. Now Toms turns it over, gets it right back.
I mean, Ruffing with the deflection there, he's made a couple nice plays. The screen there offensively and defensively able to get the deflection. Great hustle on the floor by both teams here.
Wow, yeah, look at these football guys just trucking themselves all over the place. And now a foul on the arm here. Aiden Culler turned into a triple team and absorbed the contact. It'll be the second foul against the Tigers. But I love tournament basketball when you see the bodies hit the deck. Not that you don't see that in the regular season, but not quite like that probably,
well,
Joe.
When you know this is, if you lose, you're going home, and you have several seniors on this floor that they understand that this is their moment. So
Toms missed it from long range. Didn't shoot it well from three-point land during his senior season.
Yeah, if there's a weakness to Logan Toms' games, his consistency in shooting the three. But here's Ruffing again.
Roughing him up inside. The stick back for number 40.
I mean, he's made his presence shown here in the first couple minutes that he's been in this basketball game, both offensively and defensively.
But this is where Toms really shines, knifing in between multiple defenders, getting the contact, and he goes to the free throw line a ton.
Well, Logan's not afraid of contact at all. In fact, he kind of encourages contact.
If you're going to play for Scott Spittler on the football field, Joe, you better learn to love it.
And I forget, I think last year we interviewed Logan and his brother. They brought up I think in the summer, the 6 a.m. workouts that they did for football about just that mentality. And then, they would do that in the morning, and then they would beat open gyms in the evening. So the one thing with Logan Toms or any of the Toms is they are not afraid of hard work.
Whole family has had phenomenal careers in Lucas basketball uniforms. Toms thought that might have been deflected off of Foos. Take a second look at our Avita Home Health and Hospice replay.
It's close.
Inconclusive. Now Luke Mason leads the team in assists, one of the tops in the N10 during his sophomore season, but look at Toms get in there. Blake, man, I love it. Kids are getting dirty here early.
Again, that's probably the third or fourth time that we've had multiple players on the floor for loose basketball. So you can see that both coaches have their team ready to play, just with the attitude that we've got to really get after it, and we've got to make more hustle plays than our opponent.
Boos having a great start offensively, dishes it off this time. Cubs have gotten a piece of a lot of passes so far.
Yeah, they've had their hands on the basketball a lot.
Lob it inside, again roughing turns, and Toms held his own.
Toms with the strip, now there's going to be a foul on roughing, I think.
Fourth foul on the Tigers now.
It's on number.
No, it's going to go on Caden Fritz. But that's the last foul to give here in the frame for Seneca East. Tigers looking to extend the pressure this time. Tom spins away from it. Dill with the hop step in the lane, kicks back out. Logan.
Seneca East in this zone, it's a kind of a 1-3-1, but almost matching. They do a great job right now of just closing out.
But there's not very many defenses that can slow that down.
But it just as they say, that Logan Toms splits it and makes a left-handed layup. Great pass.
And Fritz,
wow. Not sure how he got that one in, but he found a way.
Little Hail Mary for Fritz as he tosses that one through, his first bucket of the evening. And the Tigers regain the lead, 14-13. Last 90 seconds here of the first frame. Three ball on the way, nothing but net for Porter, his second.
You said at the beginning, Brian, that he's a guy that can light it up, and he's got 2 threes here in the first quarter.
No answer the other way as Bordner's just off target. Opposite corner won't launch this time. Don't see too many twos, but how about a little raindrop?
8 points.
Game-changing play right there. And we're heading the other way now, Coach Balogh.
Yeah, a double dribble call, not really sure.
Be the third giveaway for Seneca East here in this opening frame. As the Cubs enjoying the largest margin so far, 4 points. Dill left wide open, short-armed it, but collects his own miss. Spinning in traffic, creates us some space. Color flies in, third time's the charm.
Yep.
Backdoor cut, snuck in there to Foos, but he throws it away. Here's Toms on the hop. End-to-end Logan foul. They'll go to the free throw line for the third time already.
So the Cubs putting up 20 points right now here in the first quarter. That might be a little bit surprising, Brian, with, we don't see them play that fast pace of a game usually, but a little bit more aggressive in transition tonight. So great start for the Cubs here. They're up 20-14 with 8.3 seconds to go in the first half.
Lucas scores a little more than 60 per game. This obviously would put him on about an 80-point trajectory. A milestone they've hit a few times this season. And now we've got a football score out there. Very fitting. Had a lot of football-looking plays. Last shot of the frame, no good. And Lucas will take a 3 touchdown-to-2 advantage into the second. Student section, loving life as we move on to quarter number 2.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Fast pace and a fast start for Lucas as they're playing their song here for the Seneca East student section, but they trail it by 7 to open up the second quarter, and it's Cubs basketball. I am Brian Skowronski. Joe Balogh is with me here tonight. Fun action here inside of Willard so far. If you weren't with us for the first of our 2 games, Colonel Crawford edging Mansfield Christian to get back into the district final. Cubs would love to join him for a rematch of last year's game. They've got Keaton Day checked in here. He's provided a lot of great minutes off the bench all season for Coach Eisman.
Well, here initially, one of the my keys was Lucas's ability to attack this 1-3-1 zone, because it's a little bit different with how they try to match, and they've done a pretty good job here.
Keaton Day, fresh off the bench, making an impact. Offensive rebound, right place, right time. And he's at the free throw line where shot about 60% on the year. Not a lot of attempts.
I mean, the one difference that you see right now is Seneca East has played multiple people, brought 3 or 4 kids in off the bench. I think this might be the Cubs' first sub of the night. But he comes in and makes a difference right away with an offensive rebound and 2 free throws.
9-point gap now in favor of Lucas. On a nice little stretch right here.
Almost turned it over, but Mason able to pull it back in.
Now he's going to pop a deep triple and knock it down. Big shot for the sophomore, who puts up about 10 per game.
And he can shoot it. He's a really good perimeter shooter. But I think the thing you said, the balance of Seneca East has been their key.
A lot of guys get in on the scoring action for the Tigers. Hard to key on any 1, 2, or even 3 dudes. Ball moving around into the hands of Keaton. Tried to sneak it into Toms, poked away. Tigers in transition. Mason spinning, lob into Foose.
Well, great job by Foose running the floor to follow up that missed shot.
Just like that, down to 4.
Nice shot fake by Aiden Culler.
Catches the back iron with the shot. Big board for Hicks.
Yeah, Hicks going over top of everybody to rebound that basketball.
Tigers on a 5-0 spurt right now. Foos hanging. And offensive foul. Culler standing in and absorbing the pain.
Gabe Porter back into the lineup.
Porter, the leading scorer so far in the contest with 8. And he's going to let it fly again. Can't dial in the GPS this time.
Hicks with another big rebound.
Culler on the wrist, picks up the personal. That's going to be just the first on Lucas. First on Aiden Culler.
I mean, 2 good rebounds there by Hicks. Just going up over top of everybody, rebounding the basketball. And Roofing subs back in for Hicks. As we said, when he subbed in, he made an impact. And Coach Langer's going to take a timeout here with 5:33 to go in the second quarter.
Not just any timeout, a home and kitchen supply timeout. See 5-2 right now here in the second. Coach Langhurst, 3rd season going head-to-head with Coach Eisman, the winningest coach in franchise history for his alma mater. And what a stretch they've put together here. When he took over the Lucas program, they had like back-to-back 0-win seasons. Yeah. All he's done is turn it into district title contenders every single year, won back-to-back districts in 19 and 20, and they've been to the Final 3 of the last 4 years as well.
Yeah, I mean, Taylor's done an outstanding job there. And, Lucas Cub all the way through, played there, now back to coach, and has made this program one of the most respected D4 programs in North Central Ohio.
Looking for win number 20 in the tournament now in his 9th season. So Coach Langhurst, who called that timeout, must have noticed something.
Yep, their first timeout of the night, and Lucas has not used a timeout yet. So let's see what they come and run out of this timeout.
They'll start it in the hands of Foose.
They were looking for a backdoor play.
Yeah. And Dill end-to-end, grabbing a receipt for 2.
They looked for a backdoor, but he didn't even look to throw it to the backdoor, just kind of threw it to the defender. So big play by the Cubs there coming out of the timeout.
Stretches it back out to 6 as they'll lob it. Roofing, nice catch.
Nice catch. Little fake ball screen, ghost screen, what they call it, and now a big steal here.
Big stretch right there for the Tigers to answer back that big steal and transition layup for Dill.
I mean, Roughing with a nice cut, and catch and score, and then Blake Foose kind of getting behind the offensive player and then stepping in and stealing that pass.
Down to a 1-score game. And Foose splits the pair.
Wow.
Huge offensive rebound.
I mean, the Roofing and Hicks have really made their presence known inside, both offensively and defensively. So that's a nice 1-2 combo to kind of continue to rotate in there, because both those guys are nice size inside and are pretty athletic.
He talks about the fact that Lucas, that's one thing they kind of lack on their roster, is some big bullies in the interior.
Well, but they got enough strength from guys like Toms and Culler that make up for that, though, too.
3 ball from the corner.
And Hicks just going above everybody and rebounding the ball.
Catch on the fly here for Hines. Has to pick up his bounce, finds a cutter. Now Fritz.
Mason from the corner.
Another offensive board for the Tigers. Oh, a block. The second opportunity good for Lucas Hicks. The Tigers have clawed their way right back in.
Well, as we said, Brian, playing in the N10, they've been in a lot of games where you get down early, you got to fight your way back.
Foose called for the foul here. It's going to be the second on him. 4th team foul.
I think it's 3rd team foul. I think it's 3.
Grayson Jackson heads back over to the sideline. They'll get some size with Zach Winters coming on the floor. Here is Winters with the catch.
That's Winters' first appearance tonight as he comes into the lineup.
Kid who started for a lot of the season, and especially when Deal went out with the injury, played a ton of minutes.
And Seneca East does a nice job of just being active in this zone. It's kind of like a 1-3-1, but they match it, do a really good job of just matching up out of it.
Suffocating Toms in the corner, gets it out though, skip pass for Deal. No good looks. Cubs have ran about a minute off the clock. Now Toms from downtown.
Winners with the rebound.
Going to the free throw line. Zach Winters, 4.5 rebounds per game on the season. A couple of those offensive on average.
You know, and the thing that zone has done for Seneca East is kept Logan Toms out of the lane, which is where he seems to be the most dangerous because of his strength. So they've forced him to shoot a couple three-point shots, which is not typically a big part of his basketball game right now.
Winters, not a lot of looks at the free throw line on the season, and he comes up empty-handed on this trip.
A nice pass ahead.
The Tigers take the lead.
Mason with a great look over top of the defense to get a transition basket for the Tigers.
Cubs have gone cold on the offensive side. Ball movement for Winters. Offensive foul. Tiger Nation loving life.
Who's had one called on him a little bit ago, and he returns the favor and takes a charge here.
Second look on the Avita Home Health and Hospice replay. Just barreling his way in. So the Tigers having a great stretch here in the second quarter.
Looked like a lob, nice play. Just wasn't able to catch it.
That's something they've done 3-4 times already, and they've had some good success.
Well, you can see at 6'5", Hicks is athletic. He's really active defensively, as we've said. He's had about 3 rebounds where he's just going over top of the offense and rebounded the ball at the defensive end. So he has some hops.
Cubs looking to end a drought here on this possession, but they'll throw it away. Grabbed by Fritz, gets it to Foos on the hop, pulls up from the foul line and buries it.
First.
Toms lets it fly loose off the defender.
Well, Seneca East is just really, really active defensively right now. Closeouts are quick and aggressive. Color gets to the lane, which is where you want to try to attack and just not able to finish it.
And it'll be one and done for Lucas again, knocked out of bounds.
But the guy that's been around the basketball at the defensive end to rebound it is Hicks again. And now they bring in his buddy, Roofing. I mean, that's a really nice 1-2 combination, just throwing those two in about every 2 or 3 minutes.
So it's a 14-4 spurt here in the quarter for Seneca East. Lucas has gone icy. The shots are landed on this side.
They got fouled.
4-point play opportunity on the way for Bordner. The getting is good right now for the Tigers.
And they ran a nice set there just to get him off of the screen.
So a little discussion with the referee and Lucas. Setting the stage for, you don't see a lot of these. This would be a 4-point play if he knocks it down.
They get an offensive rebound off a missed free throw.
Mason with some great acceleration, and he gets bumped. And that's the last foul that Lucas could give, so free throws coming up.
He's going to the free throw line, yep.
Luke Mason really taking after his older brothers, all-around player. Great free throw shooter, 84%.
Yep.
Tigers stretch out their largest lead to 6.
So this will be the first time tonight that both Roofing and Hicks are in the lineup at the same time. So 2 6'5" players.
See what the Twin Towers bring. As Lucas now finds themselves behind by 8. They've only scored 4 here in the second. Exploded for 21 in the first. Color. That's foul number 5 on the Tigers. So nice break here for Lucas, who's not been able to attack gaps with any type of success here lately. At least they get a chance here at the free throw line.
I mean, you saw that the first game tonight was pretty physical, and this game's just about as physical. Both teams playing extremely hard.
Nothing will drop right now for the Lucas Cubs.
So they take Roofing out as he had got his second foul there. So want to make sure in the last minute 3 that he does not get his third.
So Color will end the drought as we're to the final minute of the opening half. Tigers have owned the second quarter. Got 19 points here in the frame, almost a giveaway. And now Hicks, fortunate to get it back.
Being bobbled a little bit.
Mason the kick out, Fritz off the cut, traveled on the catch. First turnover in a long while for Seneca East. Their 6th. They have been playing rock solid at the offensive end, but even better down at this end of the floor.
Brian, I've never really seen a defense like Seneca East has played. It's 1-3-1, but they do such a great job of matching up out of it.
And they get another turnover taken away by Hicks. And they let him fly, not this time for Mason. Fritz underneath, shovel pass. And he's got free throws.
Yeah. Fritz probably should have just shot that though, instead of trying to make the shovel pass, but stays after it and goes to the free throw line here.
Fritz on the season. 15 makes on 31 attempts at the charity stripe. 48%er. Makes good on the first as Winters gets back on the floor for Coach Eisman. Splits the pair, a chance for one more shot as Toms sends ahead. Porter launches, and that is how the second quarter will end. 20-5 run by Seneca East. They take an 8-point lead into the halftime locker room. Stick around for our halftime report presented by Buckeye Horizon. On the way, we'll have stats analysis and get you all set up for quarter number 3. You're enjoying live and free tournament hoops on the OH Report. Hi, I'm OH Report founder Brian Skowronski, and you've just enjoyed first half action live and free exclusively right here on the OH Report. But stick around, still plenty more to come right here as our boys high school basketball returns after this.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skowronski, and let's make you a part of the game. Enjoying live and free playoff basketball exclusively on the OH Report, thanks to these very generous sponsors. Ohio Valley Manufacturing, heavy gauge stamping and precision blanking services, and they are hiring right now. Hit up their link down in the description. ArcelorMittal, smarter steels for people and planet. They are also hiring. Competitive wages and benefits. Visit ArcelorMittal.com and click careers for more details. Buckeye Horizon, also a big sponsor tonight. Their heating, cooling, and plumbing services. And also your local trained comfort specialist. Avita Home Health and Hospice, providing high-quality community health care and improving the quality of health in families throughout their lifespans. Home and Kitchen Supply, your one-stop shop for kitchen and baths, windows and doors since 1970. Sutton Bank, earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Casasa. And Scout Construction Services, LLC. With more than a decade of business, you can trust Scout with your roofing and siding needs. Call Scout Construction for more info, 419-989-7240. We welcome you back into the Haas on the campus of Willard High School for the Buckeye Horizon halftime show. Huge second quarter for Seneca East has them on top 34-26 after a big first quarter by Lucas. I am Brian Skowronski. Joe Balogh is here with me for the second half of these district semifinals here at Willard. And obviously a tale of two quarters. We saw Lucas get out and run, look great. 21 points in the first quarter, and then Seneca East with their amoeba defense really kept them under wraps in that second quarter, Joe. We can't even figure out what they're doing out there.
That's a good term, the amoeba defense, because it's something different. I mean, it's a 1-3-1, but they do a great job of matching up out of it. And the big thing is they're just so active in it. I mean, their closeouts are very aggressive. And Lucas is not just the second quarter. Lucas was not able to get into the gaps of that defense. So be interesting to see if they are able to make any adjustments here in the second half as we start the third quarter.
Take a look at the first half numbers first, presented by Buckeye Horizon Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. And you see the turnover situation all even at 7 apiece. Tigers really cleaned that up in the second quarter. Rebounding very heavily in favor of Seneca East, and they just got those two bigs. They did some work.
Yeah, both Roofing and Hicks, I think, have been really solid inside. Have done a great job of rebounding the basketball. So it'll be interesting to see if Lucan can get some second, third chance opportunities when they miss shots here.
Tigers were able to get in the lane very effectively. 12 two-pointers. Cubs, though, with 11 free throw attempts, they were able to knock down 6.
Well, Brian, we can't go without mentioning, though, I think Seneca East shooting section, they win the dance, hands-down dance competition here. That was a pretty impressive halftime performance.
All set up. They played Cotton Eye Joe, and then all of a sudden it became a dance battle between the two student sections. A little Cupid shuffle hit.
You thought you might be going to a prom here tonight, a little dancing at the prom.
It felt like it, Joe. We'll see who's dancing at the end of the night, though. The Tigers with the basketball first. As Foose, wow, nice spin move.
And Foose had a solid first half as he had 13 points and goes right to the basket here with a nice spin move and able to get to the free throw line.
Blake Foose, an unbelievable athlete. Doubles as the quarterback, a dual threat for the Tigers football team. And a chance to push it out to double figures for the first time tonight with a make here.
Yep. So a good first possession here for the Tigers as they stretch their lead to 10.
This is where they've really excelled. Cubs are going to have to figure out a way to get some shots.
They draw a charge, and who's the guy? Blake Foose. His second charge that he's drawn tonight.
It's going to be the second foul on the night against Zach Deal. And obviously 2 quick fouls here on Lucas in the first 28 seconds. Foose looking to reverse to the left side, but he traveled.
They tried to run that play twice, and when they did it here in the first half, they just threw it right to the defender, and I think it was Zach Deal maybe went and laid it. There they turn it over. And it looked like they were looking for a backdoor play, but not able to get it.
They're giving Dill a lot of space on the three-point line.
Yeah. I mean, he's a player. I mean, and if there's a weakness maybe that Lucas has is that consistency in being able to shoot the three. And there they call Toms with a push-off, an offensive foul. So 3 fouls, team fouls on the Cubs here, and we're just over a minute to go in the first. Excuse me, a minute into the third quarter. Mason looked like he might have rolled his ankle just a little bit, but pops right back up, is ready to go.
Stack it up again here for Foose. There's the back door.
That's the play they wanted to run. Third time's a charm, Brian. They were able to get it.
Finally got it dialed in.
Mason sold the cut, and a nice pass by Foose for the backdoor basket.
Think we're going to get a travel. Yeah, Aiden Culler backing his way in, move the pivot foot, and Lucas just all out of sorts on the offensive end over the last 10 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah, right now is kind of a breaking point here maybe in this basketball game because Lucas seems to be frustrated and Seneca East playing with a lot of confidence.
They'll give it away though. Toms setting it forward. Here's Dill. Nice crossover in the finish.
Great pass ahead by Logan Toms. Great crossover move by Zach Deal.
2-man game now. Mason turns the corner. Pitches out here to the near side for Hines.
Hicks just setting a lot of on-ball screens here. See if they can get something open. And this has been the guy right there, Blake Foose.
Turns into trouble and it's poked away. Back-to-back turnovers.
Cubs got a chance to get it back under 10 points, and Logan Toms getting to where he needs to be. Zach Winters starting the second half here is in the game.
Understanding they need that size on the interior. Yep. 2 shots, no points though for Lucas. And Mason with a nice fake and bucket.
But that all started with Hicks grabbing that rebound in traffic.
Back up to a dozen. Porter misfires. Toms with the putback. Pace starting to pick up as Logan able to get back into the play and knock it away at the last second. Almost an easy bucket at the other end for the Tigers. You get Ruffing back into the mix.
Well, they just kind of rotate Ruffing and Hicks. It seems like about every 3 minutes. And when you have that fresh big body in there, that eventually wears you down. And Coach Langhurst's going to take a timeout here at the 5:05 mark of the third quarter.
Coach Langhurst now in his 3rd season, 43-29 overall record. And the increase in the win total each year. 8 in the first campaign, 16 last season, 19 now this year. So they're progressing, they're taking steps, and they do a lot of nice things out here, Joe, and a lot of young players making contributions.
The key thing is they play hard. I mean, they really play hard at the defensive end of the floor. And then at the offensive end of the floor, they're unselfish. They move the basketball really well. As you mentioned, they have 5 guys, I think, that score over 6 points a game. So that balance has been a good thing for them all year. Nice little out-of-bounds play, almost had it.
Logan Toms able to get a paw on it last second. Do it all over again, opposite side. Drifting three in front of the students section. Bordner off target. And the Cubs a chance to get back to single digits. Toms lets it fly from downtown. 0 for 3 from the land of three for Logan. And Dale turns around. Hey, look, a ball. Logan spinning. That's his move. Loves getting back to that right hand.
Well, he loves to play in the lane and around the basket, so gets going to the free throw line.
Tom sitting on 9 points. Averages about 17 per outing. Coach Eisman looking on. Hoping to get something going here on the offensive side as Tom's able to bury both free throws. And all of a sudden, Lucas defensively coming alive. Porter with a great fake in the left hand.
I mean, they forced Mason to pick up the basketball at about 25 feet from the basket, and he just was not able to make a good pass.
Three on the way, in and out again. So the Cubs doing their thing on the defensive side. Points their last 2 possessions, but not this time. Mason with the lob.
Good job of sprinting back by the Cubs.
And here's Foose, all alone, lights out.
Blake Foose, he's been the man tonight for the Seneca East Tigers.
18 points for Blake. Tom's trying to keep up. He's got 11.
We're going to call a push on roughing. So at about the 2.5 minute mark, Hicks comes in. They just rotate those 2 guys. So that's a tough matchup for any team.
Logan had to resort to throwing it off of the backside there of Blake. Almost paid off.
But a great job there by Seneca East defending the baseline out of bounds play.
This time they'll have Color be the trigger man, just lobs it in. Here's Logan left all alone at the elbow. Spins, knifes in between 2 defenders, but a tough shot.
There's Hicks. Hicks just seems to be pointing up around the rim a lot tonight, rebounding the ball at the defensive end.
Shot deflected on the attempt for Mason, but he rips it away.
Steal, but missed it. Great hustle. Blake Foose. That's outstanding hustle.
Got right back into the picture.
And now he's going to make a play. Oh, almost.
So now Tom's trying to calm things down for Lucas. Spinning and getting blocked.
Coach Eisman not very happy. He thought there was a foul.
And meanwhile, Hines the other way. A catch. He absorbs some contact and puts it on.
And Coach Langhurst now screaming about a foul. So both coaches into this game.
Porter, other way. Oh, cannot get it to fall.
I think that hit the bottom of the net, came back up, it seemed like. That was all the way down.
Would have been his 3rd triple of the night. Fake to the corner, fouled, and here's the personal the coach wanted. Sends Lucas Bordner to the line.
And Seneca East back up by 11.
Bordner 20 of 27 from the free throw line this season. Grayson Jackson checking in for the Cubs as Winters takes a seat. Also have a Caden Fritz sighting here for Seneca East. And he checks in for Hicks, so a smaller lineup on the floor here for the Tigers.
Yeah, the first time we maybe have seen this lineup without Hicks or Roofing in the game.
See if Lucas can take advantage. Toms kicks it out. Color launches and gets a friendly hop. 34 made 3 on the season for Color, leads the team. And a Home and Kitchen Supply timeout. It'll be a full timeout. As you see one more time, hitting just about every inch of the rim before it drops.
You know, Brian, though we said that Lucas has fought their way back a little bit, but still they've been outscored by 2 points this quarter.
Yeah.
So Seneca East just kind of holding court right now. The big thing is that Lucas just can't let this game get away from him here in the last minute 55. They'd like to get it, down, if they could, maybe to 4 or 6. And on the other side, Seneca East would like to extend it to about 15 at the quarter break.
Fortunes for Lucas have changed so much after that first quarter where they exploded for 21 points. 16 now, Joe, in the last 14 minutes.
Yep.
And I get it.
Well, I think one of the things that the depth that Seneca East has shown, they have a pretty good rotation that they're bringing subs in, about every 3 minutes, at least one, maybe 2 or 3 guys, and especially the presence of those 2 guys inside is a difference.
Here comes Mason, picked up by Deal. Tigers looking to extend the lead over this last buck 35.
Turned it over. Thought they called it was tipped. I thought it might have been an over and back call, but not.
Dill really playing his butt off here up top. Gets a piece of that one deflected, but it'll belong to the Tigers. We're going to get Hicks back into the game.
Somebody's got to come out.
Yeah, I like the strategy. Mason with Dill riding him the whole way. Now for Foose. Little turnaround Jay comes up short. Cubs want to get out and run. Oh, nice pass inside. Porter wasn't quite expecting it.
Yep. Just not able to catch it. You can see that Lucas is extending their defense a little bit now, picking up man-to-man full court, and they get a 5-second call. I don't think Seneca East got organized real quick there, and the ball was in the inbounder's hands before they were able to get set with what they wanted to do to try to break the pressure.
13th Tiger turnover. Cubs haven't made them pay, though, since the first quarter on those. Deal from long range.
The big basket.
Back down to 7. Cubs trying to make a push before we get to money time.
Deal's done a really nice job here on Mason here in the third quarter. Has made it somewhat difficult for him to get them into their offense on several possessions.
Short corner, Foose missed. Color getting harassed. If he gets away with it, could be numbers for the Cubs. Toms spinning.
Finish.
I don't know how he keeps his balance on those plays.
Outstanding play there. So they've cut it to a 5-point lead or 5-point deficit.
The runner hops off the front rim, but right back to Bordner. Tries it again. This time it's good.
Cubs still got a chance here to score at the end of the quarter.
Tom's knocked down, trying to call a timeout. He will be awarded with a TO. Lucas will still have 3 left going into the fourth. In 1.2 seconds, you can draw something up here.
Yeah, but I think Coach Eisman really wanted a foul there.
Plenty of contact. I think if we got a whistle, I wouldn't have been surprised.
Yeah.
Only would have been the third, though, on Seneca East. So they got a couple more to give. But for Coach Eisman and his staff, opportunity to try to get something going towards the basket or open up a long-range shooter.
Yep, you get something here. Plus, you get possession of the basketball to start the fourth quarter. So,
over 1,000 of you all watching together live and free on our Facebook and YouTube. So let's keep the comments coming in, though. I see Alex Cooks has been up there, I think, all night. So whoever Cole is, we're cheering that guy on all night. Cubs do get it in bounds. Oh, Dills tried to pass it off. It's banked in, but it's not going to count.
You had to catch and shoot that. There was no time to pass it.
We head to money time, and Seneca East looking to move on to the district final for the first time in forever.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Joe, will you please remind our viewers what time it is?
It's money time.
That's right, baby. Fourth quarter is here. Lucas making a strong push at the end of the third quarter. We got an interesting game now.
Yep. You know, they got it under 10, which is what they needed to do. And first possession here. So, as I've said many times, they're looking to get a score, a stop, and a score. And, you know, they're right where they would want to be.
Here's Culler with a jump stop. Tough shot, but he earns 2 free throws.
Yep. So they got a chance here to get their 2 points that they need, and now the next thing would be a stop at the defensive end of the floor.
And for those of our viewing audience out there, Joe and I were talking at the break about Seneca East and if they've ever won a district title before. I'm looking, Joe. Back in 1971 and 1972, they won 3 tournament games each. Doesn't look like they've ever won a district.
Could be, I don't know.
That their best 2 seasons. So on the precipice of at least giving themselves an opportunity in a game against Crawford, a team they've already beat twice this year.
Yep. And Zach Deal, we said, has given the point guard.
Giving him the
Seneca
business,
East.
Joe. You can say it.
Yep, he's giving him the business here in the second half. So they've struggled a little bit with being able to get into the offensive sets that they would like to get into.
That's why things starting to tighten up.
Yep.
And there's a giveaway.
Yep.
Sophomore point guard charged with a reach-in as well, so that's going to be the second here on the Tigers.
So Lucas got the score. Now they got the stop, and if they get another score, it's going to be either a 3-point game or a 2-point game, depending on if they get a 3 or a 2 here. So a big start here, possibly for the Cubs in the fourth quarter.
Tigers still active defensively, but just doesn't seem like it's as suffocating as it was earlier.
Culler got a good look, just didn't seem to have his hands and feet ready to shoot that basketball, though. Baseball pass layup.
And it ends in the hands of Hines for the lay-in. Big shot there for the Tigers.
And Blake Foose is the guy that made the pass. He's kind of done everything tonight for the Tigers.
Halfway in, we've seen a few for Lucas rattle out at this end.
And there's Blake Foose rebounding the ball and passing ahead again. An extra pass, just missed the layup.
Good unselfish basketball for the Tigers. They come away with nothing, though.
And there's Tom splitting the defense. Wow.
I mean, he is like a running back that just gets sideways in between the hole when he gets into traffic. Unbelievable. Tom's now with 15. Foose trying to go to work. Head fake. And getting into his spot there is Lucas Hicks. Tigers want a home and kitchen supply timeout. Still in front by 7, just like when we started the frame a minute 47 ago.
Well, a little adjustment that the Tigers made against the full court pressure there was they had Blake Foose handle the basketball a little bit, so might see that a little bit more, especially with the pressure that Zach Deal's been able to put on Mason at the top. But Coach Langhurst, 7-point lead now, and he's probably talking about, hey, let's get a stop. And kind of going back to that same thing I just talked about with Lucas. Let's get a stop, a score, and now a stop. And you know, if we get a stop and a score, we're going to be up either 9 or 10 with probably under 6 minutes to go in the basketball game.
So you're telling me these next couple possessions are big, Joe?
Well, they all become big here in the tournament. I mean, there's not really a possession, especially in a game like this, that you can say, hey, we can waste a couple possessions, because it can really turn the tide of the basketball game very quickly.
Win or go home for both of these teams. Seneca East looking to jump to their 20th victory of the season, as is Lucas.
And Seneca East extending their defense out a little bit.
Color drawing a lot of attention and turned away by Hicks. Caught it like a volleyball. Hines, the other way, little off balance and still scores.
Hines has had a couple big baskets in transition here. You can see his athleticism, and that's why this defense for Seneca East has been so effective, is because of their length and their athleticism.
We talked about the balanced scoring. How about 8 points for Hines? Mason's got 9 points for Bordner. 18, though, for Foose. As Porter puts up an air ball that time. And there's the score. They got the stop, Joe.
Yep. But they turned it over, maybe.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a foul here. This will go against Lucas Bordner, trying to chase down the loose ball. Excuse me. They're going to put it on Hicks.
Yeah. Just kind of cut the Lucas player's legs out from underneath of him, and that's a foul. So here comes the rotation, Roofing coming in. So then, and they lose nothing with Roofing coming into the game, and sometimes depending on it, he adds to them.
Nice move here for Dill. Lost the handle.
Good jump ball.
Possession arrow going the other way.
Yep.
And now here comes Keaton Day for Lucas. Porter will take a seat. Porter was so valuable in that first half. Hit a couple threes. Made a nice teardrop. Now the Tigers 3-on-2. Mason, mid-range.
A little pull-up. And that's not as easy of a shot as it looks like. Coming off the dribble, full speed, stopping it at about 14 feet, and able to drain that shot.
All of a sudden, the lead balloons back out to double figures, though Toms draws the 4th team foul against Seneca East.
Yep. And so Lucas has 0 team fouls, Seneca East with 4, with just under 5 minutes. So it would be a big key here that you're going to see Lucas be really aggressive, I would think, going to the basket and seeing if they can get to the free throw line.
Strong take. Keaton short-armed it. Big miss, and then here's Hines on the run out. Color fouls him. That's going to be his fourth.
I mean, Hines has just been able to get behind the defense in transition.
It's the first foul on the Cubs as a team here.
That's got to be like the third or fourth time that's happened tonight.
It's looked like the exact same play.
Yeah, it has.
There's Coach Langhurst, as you mentioned, a Willard grad. Back here in the familiar confines. Knocks down the second.
And the Tigers are up by 12.
So it's kind of danger time now for Lucas, certainly on this side of the floor. Got to come away successful.
Deflection. Mason with the steal.
Oh,
and
what
an
a
unbelievable pass.
Oh!
Who's the guy that catches it?
Hines streaking.
Yeah.
Finds his way to that right side of the 10. Largest lead for either side. And Toms with the offensive foul. The sweater's coming unraveled.
Hoos drew that's the third charge he's drawn tonight.
Boy, what a big section of the game right now for the Tigers. Mason providing some fireworks. Hine with his second layup in the last couple possessions.
Here comes another layup. Oh,
almost. Nobody touched it, though, so Lucas will get an inbound underneath the hoop.
Who we have taken out of bounds, Blake Foose. That quarterback just missed the wide receiver on the post pattern.
That's exactly what that was.
Didn't put enough air under it, so.
Cubs desperately need to come away with some points. Day up top, Dill got hit, and that'll put him on the free throw line.
Yep. So this could be huge because now you get a chance to score without the clock running.
Third foul on Hines, who's got 11 points now, as does Luke Mason.
Well, we talked about the balance, 11, 11, 9, and 18. So Seneca East playing true to form offensively.
Jackson will spell out color. Offensive, defensive switch here with the 4 fouls. Dill sinks them both, so back down to a dozen. Mason lobs ahead. Another turnover. Second straight here for Seneca East. Now Color rotates right back in. Day with the travel as he faked it over to Porter in the corner.
Let's see if Seneca East tries to run a little bit of clock here maybe on this offensive possession.
More clock than they ran on the last two combined.
It's a tough pass.
Yeah, and Tom's read it all the way, and he'll coast in, push it back down to 10.
You're not just pass it across his body, trying to throw it back. You just need to be more fundamentally sound and take care of the basketball here.
So Lucas inching their way ever closer. Dill, though, picking up his third team foul.
Dill's done a really nice job of defending the point guard Mason here tonight. Has created a lot of problems for him.
Get our first look at Bobby Grover coming in. Wardner shovels inside. Hicks fouled on his way up. To the second on Toms.
Foul number 2, Logan Toms, his second. Team score. I don't actually choose this.
Hicks hasn't scored a ton, but his impact has been huge.
He's been an impact at the defensive end, rebounding the basketball. We've seen his two hands go above defenders and up at the rim, grabbing defensive rebounds. So he's been huge. As we said, him and Roofing that's a nice 1-2 combo to have in the post.
Second one rims out.
Hines with the deflection. He's kind of been the guy here the last 3 or 4 minutes of this game, just making plays.
Toms turns in a crowd of Tigers. Now goes baseline up and under and one.
Yep. Got it back to a 10-point game and a chance to cut it to 9. Or excuse me, yep, yeah.
You see why Logan Toms is the career scoring king all-time at Lucas. Over 1,400 points now. And this one will put him at 20 for the night.
And they got it to 8.
They've had the Tigers sped up a little bit. Dill especially. And again, Toms reads it, and he'll get the tie-up.
Jump ball, it's going to be Lucas basketball.
So a huge opportunity with 2:47 left. Dill grabbing his right arm, though. Looks like he's shaking up and is he going to have to check out? He might. I thought he was walking over to the sideline to ask to be taken out. Coach Eisman won't even look at him. Toms picked up by Mason as he walks it into the front court. Logan looking to put the city on his back, as he's done so often. Instead, Grover, his first shot attempt would have been huge. They gave him the space. Now he gambles. Foose goes right around him. The kick out three on the way. Cubs hanging around.
And that would have been huge, but you're kind of playing the clock right now a little bit if you're Seneca East.
And how about Logan Toms just getting swarmed? 4 defenders in the picture. My producer saying all 5. I mean, you're right. Look at all those white jerseys. Logan wins.
Yep. That's where he's effective, is just getting the ball into the lane and being able to finish plays, which we've seen him done several times tonight, or getting to the free throw line.
Toms has had a lot of clutch moments in his career.
You know, just as it looks like the Cubs are out of it, they find a way to kind of fight their way back into a situation where they can, have a chance here.
Second one missed, and Hines saves it in. Wow, Porter getting back into the play. That was big.
He might have walked.
Now Foose double teamed that to give it up. The Tigers just keeping possession and not turning it over. That felt so valuable right there. Pressure was mounting. Lucas making a comeback. And now Blake Foose gets to go to the free throw line.
Shooting 2 for Seneca East, number 23, Blake Foose.
Foose takes a nice deep breath as he calmly sinks the first of 2.
Blake Foose has been the difference maker tonight, both offensively and defensively. We've mentioned he's taken 3 charges in the basketball game tonight. Now goes to the line and sinks 2 free throws. Back to a 9-point lead with just under 2 minutes to go for the Tigers.
So Lucas hanging by a thread. Color right back in and off the bench. Huge triple. Home and Kitchen Supply timeout taken by Taylor Eisman. It'll be a full timeout. 2-possession game, Joe.
Yep. I mean, as we said, they just, and that's why Lucas has been so successful, is they do not die. They just keep fighting. So, they're just, about a turnover and a bucket away from being right where they need to be.
Hang around long enough, they just might let you in the door. That's what the Cubs are trying to do here.
Well, and that's the understanding with, we talked about it a little bit in the first game with Colonel Crawford. Lucas is saying these guys have been through this a lot, and then understand that you're never really out of it till it's over. And what Coach Langhurst is talking to his guys about, hey, we just need to finish this now. Need to be a little bit smarter with the basketball. We're not really looking to shoot threes. We need to get great looks at the basket, probably layups or free throws here in the last minute 42, because the clock's really your opponent right now.
Sure.
You just want to get that clock to 0-0 and be on top.
Second all-time meeting for these programs here tonight. Lucas won the first. Seneca East looking to even it up. Having a tough time getting it in there. Yep. Foose has it poked away.
This has kind of been a little bit of the difference here in the, since about the middle of the third, is Lucas has done a good job with their full court pressure and almost had a turnover there. Now in a tough spot, kind of down in the corner to be able to inbound the basketball.
Cubs face guarding all over the floor. Mason and a block. Bobby Grover got there first, but it looked like he's still moving his feet.
Coach Eisman not very happy at all. I don't know, Brian. Hey, if you're Coach Eisman, you have a pretty good argument, I think.
Instead, it lands Luke Mason on the free throw line, the sophomore.
And this has been a strength of Seneca East, is their ability to make free throws. Foose last time went 2 for 2. Mason now sinks the first of 2.
And he's been solid all season here at the charity stripe. See, he's got good rhythm, great form. And now the Cubs got to be perfect down here. Color knocked down his last one. Back iron here, poked away from Hicks. Grover into Toms, up and under. Can't hit this one. Third time is the charm for Aiden Color. The 1-2 punch of he and Toms now with 38. But Hines, how many times have we seen that, Joe?
Just runs behind the defense, is able to get layups.
So the Tigers match it immediately. Ball rotation to Bobby Grover, air ball. And you can start to feel it now. Seneca East in prime position to push themselves into the district final for, I believe, just the third time ever.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of excitement at Seneca East High School here Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I would expect it on Friday night. This is going to probably be a packed house, as Crawford brings a great following. Seneca East has a great following, and then you're going to get a lot of people in the area that are going to want to see the third matchup between Colonel Crawford and Seneca East.
For the first time ever, Tigers beat Crawford twice in the year. Looking to set up a third meeting.
Yep. Good N10 championship in the district final.
Clock not running here, stuck on 56 seconds, and now they'll wind it. But this is best case scenario for Lucas. Clock is stopped. Blake Foose picks up his third foul, and you can score with no time.
Foose took a good shot right there in the jaw. Ouch. that had to hurt.
Put Zach Dill on the line, taking his time.
This, Brian, it's a 10-point game, but for some reason it just seemed like it's been a lot closer basketball game all night, even though I don't think Lucas has got it under 6 here in the second half, but they've never let Seneca East just knock them out.
It's a scrappy community, and certainly the team embodies that same mantra. They have not been able, Seneca East that is, to land the kill shot just yet. And it is back down to single figures. So you can't count out the Cubs. But they got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. And the strength of this Seneca East team has been there, as we mentioned it before, their ability to make free throws. So Hicks going to the line to shoot 2 with 55 seconds left in the ball game.
Hicks 53% from the free throw line on the season. So if you're a Lucas fan, that's probably the guy that you want at the line.
Yep.
Color checking back in.
I mean, you want to keep Foose and Mason off that line for sure if you can. So Hicks is the guy to foul.
Does bury the second, back out to 10. Does Logan Toms have any magic left in him? Hasn't hit a 3 tonight until now. And we'll get a timeout taken by Coach Eisman, as it's back down to a 2-score game. Just when we were ready to throw a little bit of dirt on the Cubs' grave, they bounce back. Tom's on the year, if you can believe it, Coach. That's just his 9th made 3.
Well, I can believe that. I mean, he just doesn't shoot the 3 a lot. That's not part of his repertoire. His repertoire has been to, get the ball in the lane and get to the basket, finish plays, get to the free throw line. But, a turnover here would be huge.
Seneca East has been sending deep men, as we've seen all fourth quarter.
Yeah.
A lot of points, 42 combined between the 2 units.
Well, one deep guy, Hines.
Fair. They do get it in bounds. It's Mason, and he'll trot down to the other end for some clutch free throws. This kid's been superb all year, though. He started the day 42 of 50 from the line on the season.
Yep.
Made his last 3.
Yeah, he steps to the line with a lot of confidence. Has the same routine every time.
Grover got 3 free throws in his future. Hines caught a piece of them as he came through on the defense.
Got a chance to get it back to 6 again here with just under 40 seconds to go in the ball game.
Bobby Grover, 44% free throw shooter on the season. Biggest of his season, no question, right here. So Bobby makes good on all 3. It is back down to 6. And only 2 seconds coming off the clock, as they will send Lucas Border down score a couple of big ones.
And that's right now what you have to do if you're Lucas. You got to go for the steal. If you don't get the steal, you got to foul. You got to hope that they go to the free throw line and miss both, or at least, miss one of the two.
Bordner normally very solid from the charity stripe. Strokes the first. Clutch.
Yep. Bordner, Foose, Mason, all great free throw shooters.
Grover pitches it into the hands of Toms, trying to create some contact.
As we said, Hicks going above everybody to rebound the basketball.
And that one just might ice it, folks. Cubs gave themselves a chance a few different occasions here in this fourth quarter. It feels like we've been playing for a half hour here in this final frame.
Yeah, the Cubs, not giving up the fight at all, which is that's kind of been a mantra of that program, is that they're going to play till the final horn sounds.
$75 points for Seneca East tonight.
Yep. They got 4 guys in double figures.
And the free throw shooting down the stretch has really been huge, Joe.
Yep. That's a sign of a good basketball team, your ability to make free throws in clutch situations.
Off target for color. And the Tigers are going to be marching on to the district final for just the 3rd time in program history. Cubs will get it back after a giveaway here, but the writing's on the wall.
Yeah.
Coach Eisman's going to get his younger guys out on the floor here for the final seconds, and for the last time in his storied career, Logan Toms going to walk off the floor. The greatest scorer to ever do it in a Lucas Cub uniform. And what an embrace. That chokes me up watching him hug his dad.
Yeah.
What a family.
Special moments right there.
But tonight is about the Tigers. Win number 20 on the year as their season continues into Friday's district championship game. And Tiger fans, oh yeah, they approve. We'll take a short time out. We'll be back. We will have an interview with your most valuable player, final stats analysis, and get you all set up for Friday's district championship. It's live and free and exclusively on the OH Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
We
guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skowronski, and let's make you a part of the game. Just watch live and free playoff basketball exclusively on the OH Report. Thanks to these amazing sponsors. Ohio Valley Manufacturing. Heavy gauge stamping and precision blanking surfaces, they're hiring now. So is ArcelorMittal. Smarter steels for people and planet, hiring now with competitive wages and benefits. Visit ArcelorMittal.com and click careers for more details. Tonight's broadcast also presented by Buckeye Horizon Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your local trained comfort specialists. Avita Home Health and Hospice, providing high-quality community health care and improving the quality of health in families throughout their lifespan. Home and Kitchen Supply, your one-stop shop for kitchen and baths, windows and doors since 1970. Sutton Bank, where you can earn cash rewards of your choice for doing simple activities with Casasa. And Scout Construction Services, LLC, who's got more than a decade of business. You can trust Scout with your roofing and siding needs. Call them now, 419-989-7240. Tell them Brian sent you. We're going to be back in just 1 second. We got Blake Fu standing by. We'll hear from him. I got our MVP with us now, courtesy of ArcelorMittal. It's Blake Foose of Seneca East, who's marching on into the district championship for the first time in your career and just the fourth time in program history. So to have this moment, your fans going rowdy here tonight, just describe the last couple of minutes and what it's been like to be you.
You know, it's been very exciting, you know. I mean, a little painful. It was a physical, tough game. Both teams fought their butts off, and, you know, it just feels good to be coming back out on top and advancing to Friday's district championship.
One thing that really stood out, a lot of football players out here tonight. Obviously, you guys were banging dudes, diving all over the floor. You look like you got cold cocked in the chin as well. How's that going for you?
Well, I mean, I feel all right. A win's a win. and I'll take it. But, you know, a lot of football players means a game like this, and, you know, it obviously showed tonight that there was a lot of physical, big, strong guys. And, you know, just enough battles went our way, and we got the win.
You allowed 21 points in the first quarter. Then in the second and third, you really disguised your defense well. It was incredibly active. You confused Lucas. They almost did nothing offensively. Did it feel like you guys were just connected as one in that zone with your movement?
Yeah, first quarter we got a little aggressive and kind of killed ourselves. But in the second quarter we kind of laid back a little, still showed aggression, but we communicated a lot better in the second quarter, second and third quarter both really. And, you know, that just helps knowing where guys are and locating shooters and knocking down cutters. So, yeah, that helped.
Offensively, you guys have had such great balance all year. Different guys have stepped up in different games. Why do you think it was your role tonight to be a big-time scorer for this squad?
You know, a lot of times I'm not the big-time scorer, so tonight, obviously, Lucas and their tough man-to-man defense up in Luke Mason, Luke Bordner, they were up in them. So it created opportunities for me to get open and make plays and take it to the hoop.
You guys got off to a nice start to the season, but really the second half stretch, you've been on fire. You've only lost a couple of times since clear back at the end of December. What do you think has led into that, this team playing collectively as a unit so well?
I just think it's our team chemistry. You know, there's not a single guy that doesn't get along with another on this team, and, you know, we're always laughing, joking around, having a good time. And when we get out on the floor, it shows. We're just having fun, playing basketball, running up and down the floor.
Well, you got an opportunity to go where no Tigers team has gone before, and that's to a regional. You get Colonel Crawford round 3. A lot of success the first couple of times. How do you go about beating the Eagles for a third time this year?
Well, it won't be easy, but we just got to lock in at practice and, you know, do what we've done all year and just focus up, lock in on defense, and, you know, hope our defense turns into offense and get out in transition and run on them, because we know they don't want to play that way.
Obviously, a lot of work still to do. Enjoy this for tonight. Before we turn you loose, look at the camera. Give us as many shout-outs as you want, Blake.
I mean, shout-out to the whole team, Coach Langhurst. Everyone just prepared and showed up tonight and battled. So, shout-out to all of them.
All right, Blake Foose, our OH Report MVP, presented by ArcelorMittal. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Welcome you back inside our post-game show presented by Buckeye Horizon Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Boy, excellent night of basketball here inside of Willard, capped off here with the second matchup in Seneca East. Going into the district championships, the fourth time in team history, Joe, and this was a squad that throughout the season, they've gotten tougher all year. That's what Blake said. It just feels like everybody on the team collectively, they like each other, they move well with one another, and it showed at both ends of the floor here tonight to cap a big win over Lucas.
Yeah, I mean, they got to be extremely excited to be playing in the district final. You know, a program that, you know, when I guess you go back to when I started coaching, you go back and you think of those first few times that you made a run in the tournament, just the enthusiasm of a community. You saw that tonight with a number of people, and then their student section was just outstanding.
Lights out.
We're waiting for what the dance routine is going to be on Friday night, but yeah, it's going to be an exciting game come Friday night.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. The third matchup with the Eagles on the season, and it's such a rarity that a team within the conference beats Colonel Crawford twice.
Yep.
So it's the old adage, Joe. Really hard to beat a team 3 times. No question about that coming up on Friday.
Yeah, it's going to. You mean these two teams are going to know each other inside and out. and it's going to come down to players making plays, not necessarily the plays that you run. So they're going to get a little bit of rest tonight. And, I mean, when they go to school tomorrow, it's going to be exciting, and that excitement's just going to build till Friday. They're back in this gym, and tip-off starts at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I think the key is a little bit of rest tonight. These guys are going to be riding high on adrenaline.
Yeah.
As we take a look at the final stats of the evening, in the Tigers, they played with a lot of tempo, so the 19 turnovers, a lot of them were coming in situations that you'll live with. But the rebounding margin, I thought that was pretty big for them with their two bigs grabbing the majority of those.
Yeah, and then but you also see that both teams shot free throws extremely well. But Seneca East shot them really well down the stretch, which is a sign of a really good basketball team. I mean, as a fan and as a coach watching them play, they're a fun team to watch.
Agreed.
Because at the offensive end, there's no egos. They share the basketball. And at the defensive end, the things they do out of that 1-3-1, I guess I'd like to maybe talk to Coach Langer to kind of see where he got that from, because it's an interesting defense. It's not just a traditional 1-3-1. They do a lot of different things out of it. But the key thing they do is they play so hard to get the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, that stood out. That jumped off the paper, just how much they're playing for one another out there. All right, so that's Seneca East. They're moving on. Let's go ahead and wrap up Lucas' season. And then, obviously Logan Toms might be the best player to ever lace him up in a Cubs uniform. So kind of sad to see his career come to a close, but what a phenomenal career he had.
Yeah, I mean, Lucas looks back. They're going to look back and say, hey, we had another solid season. But as a coach, you always want to win the next game. And the hard part for a coach is when you get into the locker room is to say goodbye to those seniors that have meant so much to your program, and especially a player like Logan Toms, who epitomizes what Lucas is about basketball-wise, just the toughness, the heart, the effort that he gives every night that he comes out on the floor. And you just don't replace a player like him.
So we salute Logan and the other 5 seniors for Lucas that are going to be graduating this year. And for Coach Eisman, 7 straight sectionals, but they're really going to be decimated, I think, by graduation. We'll see what he's really made of and what kind of players step up next year for them.
Well, and we know that, I think it's been documented a little bit that Coach Eisman having some health issues with a possible surgery coming here sometime in the near future. So we wish him the best. Taylor's done a great job. But more than that, just a quality individual that really cares about his kids.
Definitely one of the good guys in the game, but his season is over. The Tigers moving on. That will wrap up our coverage, though, here tonight at Willard. Phenomenal doubleheader, as we always seem to get here inside of the Haas. No different here in 2024. Big shout out to all of our generous sponsors, including Ohio Valley Manufacturing. Been with us all season long for Lucas basketball, so thank you so much to John Finello and the crew over there, along with ArcelorMittal over in Shelby, and then in Marion, Avita Home Health and Hospice. Looking forward to work with my girl Kathy Sapp tomorrow on some commercials. Home and Kitchen Supply. Hit up my guy Bo over there. He'll definitely take care of you, get all the upgrades that you need. Buckeye Horizon as well. Love all the folks over there. They just came to my house a couple of weeks ago. They are fast and efficient. They get the job done. So is Scout Construction Services, LLC. Done plenty of work on my home. Looks a lot better because of it. And Sutton Bank. Love you guys out there in Seneca East Country for supporting us as always. Our crew here tonight, Madeline Mad Dog Suzuto down on the sideline, getting you those great close-up shots. Jory Hollenbeck was our top cam operator. Adam Thompson, our producer, director extraordinaire. And for our Hall of Famer, Joe Balogh, I'm Brian Skowronski saying so long for now. We'll see you tomorrow for a 3-pack of live streams. And then Thursday, we got some big ones, so keep it locked and loaded here on the OH Report all week for tournament action. We are the future of local sports.